What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Rashid, sitting on top of the world, baby, but not really, just LA. But anyway, just wanted to check in with you guys and do a Q&A. You guys asked some good questions on this one. I always say nothing's off the table. You can ask me anything. I do like for you guys to keep the training stuff to a minimal because honestly, guys, I have like 300 videos on here. Most of it is training related. There's so much more to life. So much more to life than lifting weights and training. So, let's talk about other things because the training stuff gets pretty boring, all right? So, you asked me some good stuff, so let's hop right in. All right, so the first question is from Grizz357. Mike, if you could sit down face to face and have a conversation with anyone, living or dead, who would you choose? Very good question, very good question. It's hard for me to just narrow it down to one person, so I throw a couple people out there. In terms of dead, I have to go with Albert Einstein for one of them. Why? I don't understand fully the theory of relativity. It's very interesting to me, it's very fascinating. I just want to talk to him. Now, let's take it back. I want to talk to him with Neil deGrasse Tyson by my side, all three of us, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of advancements in science, knowledge, and information that we have now that we didn't have when Einstein was dead. So I'd like to see them debating and talking about ideas and coming up with whatever they can come up with together. That would be really fascinating, really interesting. And I'm sure I won't understand half the shit they're talking about, but I think that'd be cool. I'll at least get a selfie, throw that shit up on Instagram, Snapchat that shit or something. So that'd be fucking awesome. In terms of alive, well, Neil is alive. There's a lot of people that I really admire that's living right now that I would like to sit down and have lunch with. One of them, y'all can laugh at me, was Larry David. He's the creator of Seinfeld. He has a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm. I feel like I am like a young black version of Larry David. I'm always grumpy, everything pisses me off, when I react to things, I wanna ask people like, why are you so stupid? When people do stupid things, These are the kind of things that he does in his show, and I love it. So I live vicariously through him, but he seemed like somebody I would like to hang out with, grab lunch with. Somebody else, man, it's so many, it's hard to answer that question. I'm gonna have to come back to that, but that's a really good question, all right? So, next question from Professor Fitness. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. Queen Elizabeth II, Rosie O'Donnell, and Oprah. I'll kill Rosie O'Donnell off top because she's pointless to me. Not in a bad way, but in this equation, nah. Queen Elizabeth, see, I'd marry Oprah. Queen Elizabeth, I wouldn't want to fuck, so that's kind of difficult. But I'll probably have to marry Oprah. If I had to fuck one, I guess Queen Elizabeth, but I wouldn't want to. So, but I'd definitely marry Oprah. Why? Because Oprah, I feel, is a very progressive person. She's a very powerful person. She's one of the richest women on the planet. Y'all don't really understand the scope of being one of the richest people on the planet. That's crazy. So yes, I want to be in company with people like that. Just to see what happens. I'm not saying it's gonna last forever, but I do it just for the experience. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. Next question from Jack Schmidt, 98. Thoughts on the universe? Does it end? Is it endless? Nobody knows. What are your thoughts? Jack, good question. That's a question that I'm very fascinated. I'm very fascinated with the topic of the universe, and now, as we know, we're a part of a multiverse, and I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. That is something that is beyond my feeble human comprehension. I am not that smart. It's something that I do like to ponder over. I like to read about and listen to, astrophysicists talk about. But honestly, it's just something, I don't even think they really understand it. You know, they give educated guess and hypotheses and theories. So, you know, it's just a fascinating subject. It's fascinating because it's hard for us to imagine something that's infinite. Like, you could say, oh, it's infinite, but when you really think about infinite, it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. If there's something that exists that's infinite, then there is no such thing as time. There's no such thing as space, really. You know what I mean? So it just really makes you think, and you can get lost in thought for hours and days and months and years on that one. I mean, you're not near understanding that. I mean, if you want to really talk about it, we could talk about just places on Earth that we don't understand. You know, there's depths of ocean that we know nothing about. There's creatures here on Earth that live in environments underwater that receives no sunlight, that is extremely cold, that it doesn't make sense for them to be alive, and they're thriving. So it's a lot here on Earth that we don't understand. So the universe is fascinating as well. You know, I'm just curious and fascinated about all of it, but I don't understand any of it, you know, so, and I'll never act like I did. All right, but that was a good question. Stop smoking so much weed. All right, next question. CEO Swain asks, not a fitness question because I know you guys get tired of the same questions all the time, but why did you choose Miami over any other city to open your gym? Mars Motion and I were in Miami filming for the documentary that's coming out soon. And, you know, honestly, I was just inspired to do something in Miami. You know, I'm from New York, I've lived in Arizona, I've lived in Los Angeles, you know, I've been over the world. And, you know, I never spent a significant amount of time in Miami. And prior to me going in May of last year, I hadn't been to Miami in a few years. So going where I am now mentally, you know, where I am financially, it really fascinated me. I thought it's a beautiful place. You know, to me, Miami is if New York and Hawaii had a baby. You have the nightlife, city life, and you also have the tropical beauty. It's not one or the other, it's both. And I think that's a beautiful combination. It's a beautiful city, it's a sexy city. It's a lot of good looking people there, a lot of in shape people there. But I didn't really feel that there was like, just from my observations, I didn't see a real deep rooted gym culture in terms of like hardcore gyms. So you know what? I'm like, you know what? This is it. It was not my intention when I went there, but when I left there, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna open a gym here. So enter, you know, Iron Addicts Gym Miami. So it's coming along great. We're almost ready to open. And you know, it's something for the hardcore, it's something for the serious people, but it's not so hardcore to where, you know, mothers can't come in there with their children, you know. The things that we're doing in the gym is amazing. Body lifting, powerlifting, athletic training, even CrossFit, you name it. Upstairs we have a spin class, a yoga class, pole fitness. Y'all see I had to smile on that one. Pole fitness, but it's somewhere where you can come in and do a little bit of everything. And in my opinion, it's always best to have a gym where you can do cross training because you know, one style of training can get boring, you can get stagnant, so it's good to mix it up. So Miami is that spot. I mean, I'm feeling Miami right now. What can I say? So that's why I chose Miami. I was just instantly inspired to open a gym there. So good question though. Next question from Alcuda7. What inspired you to come up with Mental Jewels? That's a very good question. Mental Jewels is a passion product of mine. When I first got into the world of supplementation, I wanted to come up with something that gave me energy. I wanted to come up with something that helped me think clear. You know, I wanted to do somewhat of a brain enhancement, if you will. So I was researching to see if anything like that existed, and I seen little traces of things here and there, but I wanted to make something really powerful, really strong. But at that time, you know, my resources were very limited and my knowledge was very limited. I didn't know how, and I didn't even know where to start. So it's always been something in the back of my mind that I wanted to do. But I started my company, I'm So Alpha, and did, sports nutrition. So, just doing that, in the process, I started my book, which is called Mental Jewels. You guys know there's a whole series of videos called Mental Jewels, which is about mental jewels. To me is just that. We adorn our bodies, we lift weights, we eat right, all of that stuff, but we adorn our bodies, but make your mind beautiful as well by reading, by taking part in, brain stimulating conversations, playing games like chess, even a crossword puzzle, Sudoku, all of that stuff is strengthening your brain, your mind. I always tell you guys, train your mind as hard as you train your body. So that's all part of mental jewels, adorning your mind. So with jewelry per se. So, that's why I was doing so many things under the umbrella of Mental Jewels. So during my process and the more experience, the more knowledge I've gained, and honestly, the more money I've obtained, I was able to, source the types of ingredients that it takes to create a product that's potent like Mental Jewels. And I didn't do it alone. I got help. Shout out to a body, really good friend of mine and business partner on this project, as well as Mark Lobliner. And together we formed Ambrosia Nutraceuticals, which is supplementation, but not really sports nutrition, meathead stuff. Is more optimal health, like everyday thing that everybody needs. Some of our products you will find in doctor's offices. The science is there, the research is there, the clinical trials are there. We spent a lot of money and a lot of time to put this together. It took a whole year to put Mental Jewels together, the first product under Ambrosia. And I'm gonna tell you guys, you can write a formula, source it, and bring it to market in 2 months. So it took probably less than 2 months. It took a year to make this happen. So that's what happened with that. That is something that I've always wanted to do. It's not something that I looked at like, I'm trying to make a killing, all this money off of. I don't want to go broke, putting it out, but I wasn't trying to do this as a big business move. It was just something that I really wanted to do. I'm in a position to where I can do things that I want to do, so why wouldn't I do that? And it's something that's really going to bring value, add a lot of value to a lot of people's lives. I'm not telling anybody that just taking this supplement is going to make you brilliant, make you smart, cure all your problems. I'm not telling you that at all. A supplement is just that, it's a supplement. You add it to whatever you're doing already to enhance what you got. So don't ever think that I'm trying to make anyone think that you take that and that's it. It's an aid, it's a help, it's a guide. It will help you, it will help with some legit, brain activity, brain functioning, synapses firing faster, gray matter forming. You'll definitely see a difference and feel a difference. So anyway, that's why Mental Jewels came about, all right? So anyway, I gotta get out of here. Got a ton of things to do, but much love to all y'all. Keep sending your questions in. Anything I got going on, the links is downstairs, right in the description box. I'll holler at y'all soon, all right? Peace.